What's your name? Pretend. Hello.
What do you reckon of the difference between like an 18650 cell, a 21700 cell, or an NCM battery pack?
Okay.
So that's like 50 amp hour.
Here's the difference. So some people say, more cells, you can spread the load. No, you have more points of failure. So one cell can run away, the thermal run away, or it's just like even the way the cells are connected.
Yeah,
if they're not cleverly put together, you get like an uneven wear between the cells. So the cell in the middle is going to wear different to the other one. So it's like temperature, electrically, like this.
So the packs are more robust.
Well, in which way?
The 50 amp hour.
One single
NCM
cell.
Single
Yeah,
cell.
one single cell is better. One single cell is better.
So less cells better?
Yeah, less cell is better. Like
Less
it's like
chances for
one
failure.
big cell, less chance of failure. Then some people say, nah, you can go, depends. Like no, like one single cell can do 450 amps. And then the 1860 can do 10, 15. So it's like, you gotta need heaps of them.
So say you compromise in the middle and you might have 5 or 10 pouch cells, as we call them, and something goes wrong with a particular cell. Can you troubleshoot to just replace that cell?
Yeah, but like the cells we use at work, they got bolts. So they bolt together. So it's like you just, hang on, M10.
I wouldn't want to change out a cell in one pack.
No.
Good, but it'd take you 3 or 4 days.
Really?
Yeah, I need to rebuild the whole pack.
Are they making pack cells? Like obviously you've got 50 amp hour, 3.7 nominal volt packs. Are they making those that are in higher voltages?
No.
Or is it just
That's
you just have to
the
stack them all?
voltage.
You have to stack them all in series.
This
to
is
build
the
your voltage?
chemistry voltage. That's the
It's
well.
like lead acids to...
Yeah, it's that particular voltage.
Right.
So it only reacts and you actually hold energy safely in that voltage. Well, some people go to 4.3 volts.
Yeah.
It's pushing it,
dangerous.
isn't it?
It's gonna explode. It's like you get a balloon, just go, and you, oh my god, this thing's gonna explode. And you just keep it going, ooh, a little bit. Woo! I'm very lucky here. Woo! Very lucky. Woo! I think it's fine. You don't know. Yeah.
Sometimes you need to inhale rather than exhale.
Exactly. And it can go too low as well.
So if you wanted to have,
Nah, it's all good.
We'll wrap it up soon, thank you.
if you wanted to have a battery last for as long as you could, what would you suggest as a charge and discharge limits?
Don't inflate the balloon too much. Yeah.
Can you get specs off what Tesla do?
No, it's like, if
Teslas are detuned.
they say
as well.
4.1 volts instead of 4.2 per cell.
Yeah.
And just by
And
doing
what is
this,
their discharge cutoff?
ideally, it depends. Every cell you can go. Some cells, LiPo cells, they go to 3.2 volts, and then there's nothing there. 18650s normally it depends on the chemistry, but in general they go down to 3 volts, and then from 3 volts, boom, nothing. So it depends on the chemistry as well.
What is a stock Sauron set as a voltage cutoff?
3 volts per cell.
3.
Then from there, like
that tune's a bit lower than 2.85 for
they technically, if you get the specs, all the specs, the LG says you can go down to 2.5. I'm like, but this from 3 volts, there's nothing.
Damage on the cell.
There's nothing. It's just the only thing is, like, it is safe, but there's no energy there.
Yeah.
So then what happens is like they want to claim they have more capacity. So they just keep squeezing there. Don't stop measuring. Don't stop measuring. Yeah, we got more than the competition. So it's kind of like that. But like they figured out a chemistry that is still stable down to 2.5, just in case anything goes wrong. But yeah, like, nah.
This is
So
good
like,
information.
and here's the thing: if you don't go too low, you don't go too high, your battery
You've got a lot
lasts
longer
much
life.
longer,
It's
much
a lot
like
more
double,
robust
triple.
and stable.
like exponential.
Yeah, like crazy. It's not.
People almost need that automated for them because they don't.
Oh, they do. Well, that's what your
Yeah,
BMS will set. You set it in
You got-
BMS and then you just
Yeah.
it'll control.
Ideally, you get like the pack engineer for that, because it's not just a matter of setting the BMS. Like the pack needs to be, you need to compensate. You need to have more cells to because let's say the capacity when you measure the battery, it goes from, you say 50 amp hour, considering going from 4.2 volts down to whatever they claim that, like maybe 2.8, 2.7, 2.6 volts. You're not gonna go that way.
Yeah.
So, and then you're like, I still want to have a 50 amp hour pack, you know, but I want this pack to last 3,000 cycles.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna have heaps more cells because your battery's not gonna go
you've
up
gotta-
there
you've
high
gotta go in
anymore.
the middle.
You know,
there.
let's
Yeah.
say instead of the cells be delivering 50 amp hour now, it might be delivering 38 amp hour.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to put more cells there, and guess what? Putting more cells, you're sharing the load with more cells.
Yeah.
The cells are not charging that much anymore.
not
So
working as
it's
hard.
the whole
Just
thing. It,
small little videos, hey, like
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Oh, but this one can
60
go
seconds.
YouTube.
Not-
This one can go
okay.
YouTube.
Okay, yeah, we can do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
There's a
It's a
conversation.
great
Yeah.
conversation for you,
Yeah,
Stu.
yeah.
Very good conversation.
So basically, like your package, if you're just doing the voltage thing, your cell is gonna last 3 times more, like longer, like
Yeah.
more cycles, like in life, right? And then because you're adding more cells, so you're spreading the current between more cells now. So you also have another gain there. So let's say just by doing that, just engineering the pack properly, it's a little bit of cost up front because you have more cells there. And instead of your pack lasting for like 800 cycles,
Yeah.
it might last 3,500 cycles if you combine these advantages. So, but yeah, people,
How could you automate that? So it's a button.
No, it's just
that you
a-
hit on the battery.
it's just-
Is that battery controlled? Is it controller controlled? Is it BMS controlled?
BMS
Is it a combination
control,
of all?
BMS and controller, because the controller also needs to go like, all right, this is the
You
max
start ramping
voltage.
down power when you
Yeah.
get close to it, so you
Yeah.
don't just draw it down
Yeah.
like your voltage drop, and you
So the
can't
controller-
suck it out too far when it's trying to pull the same amount of
Controller
power.
operates at that voltage, or you can do another thing. You can do, you can put more cells in series to compensate for that lower voltage. Like Elmo, for example, the batteries. When we do like a 800 volt system, and it's a long lasting, like it's supposed to last for 10 years, right? So then we add, instead of the 196 series, we do like we add a few more series, like or 190 something series. We add like maybe like a 3, 4, 5 series extra on top to
Just to give
compensate
it
for
a
that lower
buffer, so you
voltage.
don't have to go
Yeah, so you
on
still
each
you
cell.
still get that the nice voltage you want.
There's a bit of buffer on it.
Yeah, you got a buffer there.
What about temperature on cells? Like, what is an 18650
Six-
cell?
60 degrees ideally, no more than that. If they go higher than
Same
that,
thing for 27.
60 degrees you can't
21700,
touch.
Same cell.
Yeah, like most of the cells, like you don't want to pass 60. Your hands are 38 degrees, right? So if you touch anything higher than that, it feels like it's burning. Like if you touch a 50 degree cell, it's burning. If you touch 60 degrees, like,
What's the point of no return on heat on a cell where it's gonna explode? Or
even like a motor or the like the neodymium magnets inside the motor, they go to like 100 degrees, they start damaging. And most of the controllers they're set to 100.
what about the
100
batteries?
Batteries, I would say 60 degrees. It's just like there's a problem. Like if you go too high, they actually become a better cell when they're hot. Because they lower the resistance. It goes really high. It's nice. It feels nice. But it's dangerous because and then the battery just goes. So let's say a cell, instead of be delivering that current you normally delivering,
Yeah.
when it gets really hot, the internal resistance goes low,
Yeah.
and then the battery delivers much more, but and it's just like the
It's
cell is not
heat.
designed for that.
Gets heat from that as well.
Yeah, it's not designed for that. So all the tabs inside, like, the cell can deliver more power. The chemistry can deliver more power, but the tabs and all the internal things they can't. So it's just like it can get to a point that gets too hot, and then it doesn't go back, and then there's the internal shock and boom, kaboom.
So
Well-
inside of a battery pack where you don't have any sort of heat exchanger or coolant or anything going on, you basically have batteries that are packed in there. If you've got the same amp hour of, you've got one 3.7 volt cell that's 50 amp hours, or you have multiple cells to bring you stuff, let's say a 14, 18, 650 cells that gives you the same capacity of 50 amp hours, would those multiple cells heat up at the same rate that a single larger cell would, or?
So yeah, but here's the thing, like technically, like yeah, if you have 14 cells in parallel, like it's more like the way the cell is constructed inside. Like maybe the 50 amp hour cell, it's got a much bigger tabs inside. that might be thicker than all the 14 cells combined.
Current can flow easily.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
because that cell is designed to deliver that much.
Yeah.
They're the ones that people say, oh, you have multiple cells, you can share the load, but they're welded with nickel tabs. And the nickel tabs thick enough.
Yeah.
Is this cell designed to handle
Have
this?
you spoken to Chris Jones?
I gave him a call once, but he didn't answer. So
Yeah, right.
trying to talk to him again.
He's a good one to chat to.
Yeah.
about
Good cell,
batteries,
good cell.
Yeah, no, I need to talk to him because
Question.
WA guy.
He put me away from
WA, yeah.
WA guy.
you talked away from him.
Absolutely.
That's
Well,
nice.
guys, we've had an absolute blast talking to Bruno Power. We've
Faster.
sucked all of his intellectual property out tonight.
And I
He
can make a
must
good
be
use.
tired. Bruno, look at the camera.
Sugar.
Suck your Fanta, mate. It's been exactly 1 year today since we started the business.
Yeah.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
To EBMX.
Yeah, 1 year. Hang on. That's pretty good.
Yeah. We lasted a year.
Yeah, survive.
What'll happen
Woo!
next?
I don't know, explode some